Hi and welcome to my Python YouTube channel. It's awesome to have you here. If you like this video, a thumbs up would be great. And make sure to subscribe for future videos. I also have a blog at prospercoder.com with lots of cool stuff, so feel free to check it out. In the previous part of the Kivy series, we created the bat screen, which will be injected into the lower part of the race screen at the beginning of each race. After each race, it will be replaced by the result screen, which we still don't have. Here's what it should look like in the final version. Here, we again assume that in the settings screen, the 2-player mode has been selected, but there may be up to 4 players. So we're gonna create 4 players in the result screen, and then some of them may be programmatically made invisible, like here. There are lots of similarities between this screen and the bat screen we discussed before. There are the same main parts. So 1, the title label, which says race 1 results. Of course, here we'll have the actual race number later on. 2, the player results. They are less complex than in the bat screen, but still pretty complex. And 3, the next race button. And this is just a simple button. Now, as usual, let's start with a Python file in which we can define our rootWidget class. So, the code is pretty much the same as before. Of course, we have different names: result screen, which inherits from box layout, and the app is called result app. Now, as the Kivy file is going to be much like the bat's Kivy file, I'm going to handle it in one go. So, here's the code. Well, although it's pretty lengthy, it's also very simple and straightforward. We're going to use the same widgets as before, so we also have to add the appropriate class rules before the root widget. So we have the regular label and the bold label, which we can just copy from the other screens. Then we have our result screen. This is a box layout, as you remember, with the orientation set to vertical, and we added some padding. Now here we have the first area, title label. This is just a bold label with the text set to race 1 results for now. Here we have the actual race number later on. Now we have some size hint and height set as well. Then comes the player results area, which is the main area in this screen. It's a box layout with vertical orientation, and now each player is represented by one horizontal box layout. So let's have a look at player 1. This is a box layout. It contains some labels. So the first one is a label with the text player 1, or later it will be the name of the player. Then we have a box layout with a regular label, had, and another regular label, $1,000. This is all hard-coded for now. Then we have another box layout with 2 regular labels, bet, $300, another example of hard coding here. Then we have a regular label on Speedster. This is the name of the slot on which the player put their bet. Now we have a box layout with a regular label 1, or it might be lost as well, and the text $400, for example. Another box layout with 2 regular labels now has $1,400. Again, hard-coded. And finally, another regular label with the text, the odds were, and here will be the actual odds, but for now we have some hard-coded value. So this is all player 1. Now player 2, 3 and 4 will be exactly the same, but here I just entered some arbitrary values which are hard-coded but will be programmatically calculated later on. Of course, the names are different. So we have player 2, then we have player 3, and player 4. Good. Finally, the last area is the next race button, which is just a simple button with a text property set to next race. We also set size hint, size, and pass hint to some values. Good. Now let's save it and let's run it. Let me resize the window. So, as mentioned before, don't worry about the numeric data I used in this code. All the money amounts like bets, wins and losses, as well as other data like the odds, for example, are just dummy values and will be then calculated programmatically. Here, what we only care for is the visual representation of the data. So as you can see, it contains all the elements we need. With all the most important screens in place, so the settings screen, the race screen, the bet screen, and the results screen, we could now move on to adding some pizzazz to them, like colors and graphics. But before we do, in the next part, we'll add one more screen, the Game Over screen. It's gonna be very easy. After that, we'll be left with just one more screen, the Instructions screen. However, we're not gonna sit to it now, because I'd like to use the screencasts of the other screens in it, which will only be possible after they reach the final shape. Okay, that's it for this video. If you like it, a thumbs up would be great. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos. If you want to leave a comment or ask a question, you're welcome to do so. Thanks for watching.